All right. Good morning, Keller Williams, 1 Chicago. Today we are going to go over triggers in SmartPlans. So this is a new feature that just came out last week. And let me just make sure my volume's up and I'm sharing the screen. So a new feature came out in Command for triggering of SmartPlans. And what does that mean? So let's say every time you get a new buyer, you add a new buyer's tag to that contact, and this new triggering of a smart plan will allow a smart plan to be initiated on the sole fact of you adding a tag for that contact for a new buyer. So let me walk you through this. All right. So here we have contacts here, and I've got myself here as a test sample here. So you see I've got trigger as a tag. So let me go in here, and I'm going to remove that because if the tag is already there, the triggering of a smart plan will not go back in time. You could select the tag and add everyone to a smart plan, but it won't go back in time. So I'm going to remove this trigger just to show you how it will look like. All right, so let me go back to contacts and refresh the screen there. Again, this is a trigger of a smart plan. So let me go back, and so did I not remove it? Let's see. Did I not remove it? Maybe I didn't press save. Let's remove that and press save. So I didn't press save before I exited out. Okay, so back to contacts. So now Joe Green is my test contact here. And you can see that there's no tag of trigger. All right, so now we're going to go to a smart plan. Smart plans are here. And again, let's say you create a smart plan so that whenever you add someone to your database and you add a tag to them, it will automatically do something. So here's what this one will automatically do. So again, create a new tag. And what I did is testing triggers. So I'm doing an email. Because I want to test the email works. I'm doing a delay of 1 day, and I'm doing a text. Right? And you can see all it is very simple. Testing triggers. And thank you for your interest in real estate. Test trigger email, right? So this is what the email that would go out. And then I also want, if you're doing Twilio, which is texting, automated texting, I'm testing it out, testing triggers. All right, so end of smart plan. So now what you do is you're adding a tag. So whenever a contact is going to be added with a tag of trigger, this smart plan will automatically become enabled for you. So it'll automatically start running. Okay, so let's see how you do that. You could add a new trigger, and let's say you want, whenever I add an active buyer, whenever I add a tag of active buyer, or let's choose a trigger. So you can only do one at a time. All right, so let's now add active listers, add new trigger. Active listing, choose trigger, confirm trigger. Okay, so again, it won't retroactively add this smart plan to people that already have these tags, but going forward, whenever you add a new contact and you add them as a tag of trigger, active buyer, or active listing, this smart plan will get initiated. So let's use Joe Green for an example. So I'm going to go back into Joe Green, and I did this earlier so you can see that it automatically subscribed to test trigger smart plan. And you can see it automatically sent that first email to me, my test sample. So this is a great think about it like your executive assistant or your virtual assistant. If you create these smart plans that automatically now get triggered as a result of you adding someone as a active buyer, active seller, and then you build out these plans that say, hey, welcome to real estate. Here's what you can expect from us. This is the beauty of a trigger for a smart plan. Okay, so let me walk through this one more time. So we're going to go to Smart Plans. I'm going to create a smart plan, and I'm going to call this test trigger 2, right? Because it's got to be unique, and I'll be able to delete it later. Okay, test trigger 2, and I just wanted to do an intro email. You have to enter the subject. Right, so that's going to be the subject that'll show up on the email. Thank you for your interest in, what do you want to say? Okay, just a very generic message here. Thank you for your interest in working with Joe and his team. And obviously you can make this a bigger email. You can select something from designs to make it a little bit better looking. And you know, you could string a couple things along. So you could say, you know, next one might be a delay of 3 days. Another email about getting financing, another delay, another email, right? So let's take a look. We have an email, welcome email from Joe Green. We're going to wait 3 days. Buyers need to be pre-approved, and maybe I'll put an insert about Keller Mortgage. Okay, again, I'm just doing something quick and easy just to show you. Keller Mortgage will save you $1,000 on your closing costs. Ask me more. Ask me how. Okay, we're going to wait another 3 days there. And this one is going to be, let's start shopping. Okay. Ready to go tips and smart plan. Okay, so we're going to save this. Save it. All right, now we're going to add a trigger of active buyer, because this was an active buyer message, active buyer, choose close trigger, confirm trigger. Okay, and now we're going to save that. And now let's go to our contacts. So that's been saved. Let's take a look there, test trigger 2. And so there's a couple ways you could do it. You could automatically add people like you did before, right? So it doesn't have to have that tag. However, if you wanted to add, let me show you the automated part first. So we're going to go back to contacts here. I'm going to go back to myself. Right, so you see I don't have an active buyer tag. So I'm going to go to myself, click on that, and I'm going to add a tag, active buyer. And we're going to save that. Okay, and we're going to wait a minute because it's probably not going to be so instant. And there you go. Test trigger 2 smart plan. So as a result of adding myself as an active buyer, and so now anytime I add a contact, as an active buyer, they're going to get these 3 emails that I've created up front. And again, I just did a quick and dirty text message. You can expand it out. You can create images from designs. And so I think this is a great new feature that just came out, and I can't wait to share how we're using it with our team. All right, so that's the email that came out, and let's just check emails. They're testing triggers. All right, thank you for your interest in working with Joe Green with his team to buy in Chicago. So you can see a very generic message that came across. Right. Now, as it comes through command, it does have the unsubscribe because that's what it is. And notice that it did not have anything fancy in there like my signature. So you want to make sure your messages, your emails messages are complete. And again, this could be a design image that you come in. All right. That's what I wanted to show you as my tip of the day. Triggers are now here. All right. Make it a great day.